Welcome to Beans and Breakdowns, a podcast dedicated to bridging the gap between specialty coffee and the heavy music community. On this episode, I'm joined by Olin May from Can't Lose, Street Power. I don't have all your bands pulled up right now. You're in like 6 bands.
But so I'm in a lot of bands, yeah.
Yeah, I knew you from Montclair, but I don't think that's a thing anymore. That's how we met.
Yeah, that's how we met. Montclair, to my knowledge, is still playing, but I love those guys. I'm just not playing with them anymore because they live down in Connecticut. I'm up in Boston area, and it's a 2-hour drive to go to band practice. It's a fucking trek. So, they're the best, though.
What's the furthest you'll drive to be in a band?
Fuck. So that was probably the furthest. And then when I played in Broken Bow, that was also a similar drive because we would usually practice in Western Mass or Connecticut. But that band, we didn't practice. We practiced once a year, it felt like, so it was a whole event. Nowadays, I don't know, everybody in my band's a little spread out, but we practice in Worcester, Mass, and it's kind of the most convenient for everybody. So it's like an hour for me.
Love Worcester. Ralph's.
Me too. Locals hate on Worcester, but I love Worcester. Big Worcester defender. Half of Can't Lose is from the Worcester area.
One of the first U.S. show Bruiserweight played was at Ralph's.
I love Ralph's. Ralph's is we were talking about Ralph's, right? Oh my god,
it's sketchy, but it's good.
It's sketchy, but it's good, and it's I've realized at this point every state has its own version of Ralph's. There's a place in Maine called in Portland, I think it's called Bubba's. That's kind of like Ralph's. You go in there and it's has have old lunch boxes hanging up on the walls and shit, but yeah, Ralph's, it's
hell yeah,
amazing.
Bubba's Sulky Lounge.
Yeah. That's
I'm going there on Saturday. You better believe it.
Yeah, you guys are playing in Portland
on Saturday at Hadrian.
I'm trying to think.
We're playing with Stab and a bunch of other fucking I can't remember. I just remember Stab.
If you guys are playing with Stab, it's going to be a really good show because they're
I love that.
I've played with them a couple times in Maine, and it's I feel like I'm watching. I don't know. We were talking about Hatebreed earlier. I feel like I'm watching a band like that. Everybody loves that band.
Yeah. So we're playing Portland. I'm so excited. And then we're playing Manchester, New Hampshire.
Fuck yeah. I love Manchester too.
At Bad Burger.
At Bad Burger, yeah. I've seen they've been doing shows at that spot. There's a few spots in Manchester, but there was one called The Bungalow that was open years ago. I met a lot of my friends there, and they just reopened recently. So there's been a lot more shows happening up in Manchester and stuff.
Did you play that Broken Vow show in Montreal?
Yes, the one at the fucking Piranha Club. Is that the one?
Piranha Bar?
Yeah, Piranha Bar.
Yeah, I played that show.
Yeah, I remember that. I think that was that's so crazy. I'm trying to remember that show exactly. I remember it was 1,000,000 degrees in that room.
It was so hot.
And I was having a really bad anxiety attack for no reason that night. And it was super loud in there too, if I can remember correctly.
Yeah, that's a loud place. That venue gets a ton of hate. For obvious reasons.
Honestly, I liked it. The sound was crazy. It's a good size. I think that wasn't my first time playing Montreal. I used to play with this band, fill in for this band called Crafter, that was from Western Mass, and we played Montreal in 2019. I fucking wish I could remember the name of the bar, but it was a French name, obviously, and it was up a couple stairs. It was on a second or third story of a building.
I'm trying to think.
I'd have to look it up because
was it a dive?
Yeah, it was kind of a dive-ish, but I think that they did that was a spot for a little bit, but I could be wrong.
That's I didn't start going to a ton of local shows because my job had me traveling all the time, and I moved here in 2018.
So it would have been right around that time.
So I knew Barlow Ritz, which is still around, and then Foofs, obviously.
Foofs, yep. Love Foofs.
Love Foofs. I work at Foofs sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
That's That's a cool spot. That was fun, hanging out at that venue.
So Montreal's cool though, but we always have that venue turnover shit that happens everywhere.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's the same shit in Mass. I mean, we have, like, our staples, like the Middle East and stuff and, like, Hardcore Stadium occasionally, but, like, it's always like, "Oh, we're booking shows at a VFW hall in this town for a little bit," and then
Yeah.
something happens, and then, or they don't want us coming around anymore, you know? You know
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
deal.
Something got broken and it was like not really anybody's fault, but then it's like, oh, we can't have this going on over here. So
And
yeah.
it's like, I fucking get it, you know? I get it, but it also is terrible and sucks.
You got some coffee?
I do. So right now, in my Hello Kitty cup,
Nice.
so I brewed. I was drinking a lot of Keurig coffee these days, like at home, and I have Mary Lou. Have you heard of Mary Lou's coffee before?
I think I have, yeah.
Okay, so it's like South Shore, Massachusetts, like all towns, suburbs south of Boston, kind of on the way to Rhode Island and the Cape too. There's just a chain called Mary Lou's, and it's like really sweet. Like I was such a piece of shit. I used to get a coffee there every day called the Minty Lou. That was basically so Dunkin' used to have a Thin Mints coffee,
Mhm.
and that was really good, but it was pretty much the same thing, the Minty Lou, and it's just like a mint flavored coffee. It tastes like toothpaste and like chocolatey, and it was so good. And in 2018, every single day I would get it because I don't know why. It was so good though. But I buy the K cups from there, and that's what I have right now. It's I think the cinnamon hazelnut. So drinking it black, but yeah.
Nice.
What do you got?
Yeah, I have so there's this shop, it's become probably top 3 favorite shop in Montreal for me, and it's like a block from my house, called Jumelé. I think that's how you
Ah,
pronounce it.
yes, yes.
Uh, sure. Um, they serve Cafe Even, which is, like, probably the best coffee roaster. I wouldn't even say most hyped. It's just, like, a lot of people from, like, the industry back it, but, like, it's called their Boyaca blend, but it's all Colombian coffee and it's
Ooh,
washed.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's the notes are like hazelnut, blood orange, and caramel.
That's some real coffee head shit. Like I appreciate all that stuff, but I'm like not as knowledgeable, you know? Like so
Yeah,
whenever anybody says that, I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
yeah, I mean, it's pretty. I don't know if you can see that on your phone.
Yeah, I can see it. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's like
real deal stuff.
so it's like I think it's a blend, like it's a community blend, so a lot of like small farms in this area bring the coffee that they make, and they all kinda help each other harvest it, and then they all bring it to one place together, get it processed and bagged up to sell, and then, everything that they sell comes back to the community, and then they spread it out, like, equally, so it's pretty cool.
Damn, that's really cool just having like the community get behind it like that. So that's DIY.
That's what it is.
DIY coffee.
Coffee, the original DIY, you know? Um, so your background, are you from the Boston area?
I'm from the Boston area. I'm from about 45 minutes south of Boston, the South Shore region. So I'm in my basement right now. And yeah, I've lived around Boston slash in Boston my whole life. Never anywhere else, and probably stay here a while.
I mean, I fucking love Boston, and I've really only been for work and for shows, but anytime I get to go, I'm always super excited because the food's usually really good, and, like, being from the South, I'm sure you know people from, like, Georgia, like, it's a very different
Hmm.
vibe of people.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
So, being around people from New England and, like, Boston especially, it's always, like it's very straightforward and, like, to the point, but in a way that's
Hmm.
not, like, mean.
It's that's the thing I try to explain to people that like aren't from here, like because we're just bad people and we're assholes, and we make fun of those that we love. Like it's a very like New England emotion to do, and the Northeast in general too, like PA, New York, and stuff also. But up here, it's like yeah, it's funny. My cousin actually. lived in Georgia for most of his life and moved up here close to a decade ago now, but like had all of his formative experiences in like Georgia and Florida, and then came up here and like it's such a culture shock, you know, for people from like the South and stuff. Like, um, also too, like Evan, who played guitar in Broken Bow, plays in different rains with me. He's from California, so I remember when he moved out here to go to college, he was like, it was a very big culture shock to him because like people out there are like so nice and so like normal and like aren't fucked up. And
They don't have family trauma and stuff.
yeah, they don't have family trauma. They don't have like, I don't know, it's Irish, Italian people around here, you know, Catholic guilt, whatever. It's a fun time.
I feel like it's like the real version of like I feel like everyone from the South was like, yo, the North is too cold and crazy and, packed. So we're just gonna be the same, but like talk slower. And
Pretty
that's
much, it's I would very much agree with you on that because like also too like I'm sure like so much of New England like feels like the South too. Like we definitely have like rednecks up here and stuff, you know,
hmm
and it's amongst having cities and shit. It's like just the accent's different and they talk fast and
put emphasis on like A's differently and stuff like that.
yeah, put emphasis on A's. Don't pronounce the letter R.
No,
It's not in their
the
vocabulary.
car and the
Ka, yeah.
yeah. um, but tell me about your how'd you get into hardcore?
Oh man, so I mean, that kind of like relates to like living around here because I was like, I was born in 1998, so I was like total like scene kid when I like came of age to like get into stuff, you know, metalcore, Warped Tour, Hot Topic, the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
So I like I'm trying to think what the first hardcore band I like listened to was because I remember GTA had it was GTA 4. They had a radio station that had like Healing Time and like Leeway and like a ton of bands on it. I think Jimmy Gustavo actually like Murphy's Law did like the voice on it. So that was probably my first time hearing it. But the first band I remember really like discovering and checking out was Have Heart because I was at a local show. I started going to like kind of local like weird metalcore shows in my area around like 2014, and there was this show I went to where the drummer from one of the bands had a sweatshirt on. It was a gray sweatshirt, had a bird, and it said "Have Heart, Boston Straight Edge." I don't know. There's like something different about that than like being into fucking I don't know, asking Alexandria or something that like I saw and was like, I'm gonna go home and check that out. And so I checked that out and title fight the same night. And that was my introduction to it. So it took me kind of a while to like get into hardcore, but like when I was probably 16 was when I first like was introduced to it. And then it wasn't until later on in high school that I started like really doing like my research and stuff and getting into bands. The long short of it is that's the start.
Were you like from an earlier age, was there like a lot of DIY stuff happening that appealed to you, or was it more like Asking Alexandria is coming to like Palladium?
Uh,
Yeah.
it was so yeah, when I was like the first like thing I went to Warp Tour when I was I want to say 13 and like around that time like 8th grade like I had a couple friends and like shout out to my dad, he's the fucking coolest. He would like oh cool like, fucking day to remember whoever's playing the Palladium or Songless Arena up in Lowell and like we would me and my friends would go and that was like a once in a while sort of thing and then I got introduced to DIY stuff because I had a couple friends in high school that were like seniors that would tell me about local shows because I didn't really know. Like I always was like curious, like, well, how the fuck like do you get from playing to like the Palladium? Like, is there an in between kind of spot, you know? Um, and yeah, that was like, sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so older friends in high school. There was this. It's actually kind of cool. Rockland, Massachusetts. There was this kid that his parents let him do shows in his barn in his backyard. Man, that was the fucking coolest.
Yeah.
I didn't know I didn't know anybody there except for like one of my friends from high school. Like I had my dad drop me off like solo and it was like it was the summertime too. So actually in the summer, they didn't do shows in the barn. They would do it just in his backyard somehow. And it was like 100 kids in this backyard. That was so fucking cool. Like it feels like to me that was like, oh, this is what I want to be doing. Like this is how I want to spend every fucking weekend of my life, you know? So that was definitely my introduction to that. And that sort of circle of friends, like it was kind of a weird hodgepodge of like there was some metalcore bands, there was a pop punk band, there was all that like what's the fucking name of the band? Like the Front Bottoms was like big at the time, and
Yeah,
like the
like
folk punk stuff.
Midwesty folk punk
Yeah, so there was a lot
splash.
of that.
Yeah.
Like there was this kid that I was friends with, and he called himself Moose Knuckle, and he had a mohawk and screamed into a microphone with an acoustic guitar. And now I think he's a cop, but back then he was cool. Yeah, weird how that works, right?
Weird trajectory.
Weird trajectory. He was, so that was my intro to it, the DIY stuff, and um, we have a couple. I was just young enough to miss like before my time, like where I lived, like Broughton had a lot of shows going on. Uh, and around the time like I started going to shows, they were doing Anchors Up in Haverhill, but that was like pretty far away from me. And I got my license like after that even closed. So I missed out on like a lot of good shit um around that time when I was a teenager.
That's why I really like living in Savannah, it's so small, and then like the closest place to go to shows if they were coming was like Jacksonville or Charleston sometimes, or Atlanta. And so it
How
was
far of a drive is that even like from Savannah?
Jacksonville's 2 hours, Atlanta's 4-ish.
Yeah.
With
That's like
when you gotta find parking, so it's like 4
right,
4 hours,
right.
yeah. But when I moved to Birmingham for college, that's when like I was like, "Oh, shows come here," and then there was like a really popping like actual hardcore, not just kind of like DIY scene.
Right, right.
And so that was kind of like I had been going and playing in like verb to noun bands and stuff like that, like
Yep.
the crabcore, hot topic style bands. But then in like 2010 is when I was like, oh, I had friends in a hardcore band that would like play shows and like with like I can't even think, like, the band Gideon?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, this is before they were all cringy and like corny and shit. It was when they were like actually like booking local shows, and
Right, because 'cause they're from Alabama, right, that band?
they're from like Tuscaloosa, which is about an hour from Birmingham. So, but I had friends in a band that were on their label, like the Face Down, like one of the Face Down bands.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, and so that was kind of like it. It was, so when you say about late, finding it late, I didn't even find like actual hardcore until like college, essentially, because like my DIY scene, I didn't know the difference between hardcore and metalcore and shit in between. Except for when Agitator came and my band got double booked on a show with Agitator. And I was like, what is straight? Like, what the fuck is this fucking band?
That's kinda how it was for me too, because like, we had, like I feel like around the time I started going to more hardcore shows, the lines were, like, really blurred at the time.
Hmm.
Like, I feel like hardcore didn't really know what it was, like, at least around here, because it was, like, Vane, Fuming Mouth, Buried Dreams, like, all those bands were, like, really big and were playing shows and, like, love all those bands, and they're absolutely hardcore bands, but it's like, if you put that next to, like, other metalcore shit, like, it's sonically not too different, so, like, me and a lot of my friends, Boundaries was, like, a local band to us, like, we would see them a lot, like, all the time, like, even still, like, some of my, like, really good friends play in that band now, but, like, we would go to shows like that, and it's funny because I see kids now who get into hardcore, and they just, like I get, like, jealous sometimes, I'm like, "Man, you don't know," like, because like, I never really it wasn't, like, the whole, like, metalcore, like, beat down, like, whatever thing, like, wasn't really my jam. I didn't dislike it, but it was, like, I would go to those shows because my friends went to those shows, you know what I mean? Like, I just wanted to hang out with my friends and, like, do something social on the weekends, so we would end up being at a lot of that stuff, but, like, we also saw hardcore bands too, but it was for sure at the time, the lines were, like, really kinda blurred, I feel like, in a certain way.
Yeah, I mean, especially in like the more like concentrated communities where it was like,
Yeah.
yeah, you had like a local scene and you don't have like a local hardcore scene because there's maybe like 250,000 people or so. You know what I mean? It's like,
It's like, especially being around Boston, like, it's such a big area where, like, Boston was Boston, you know what I mean? And then, like, me and my friends, like, we were playing more in Worcester, Manchester, Providence, and, like, other areas, and, like, sometimes we play, like, the Middle East or whatever, but, like, that had its own scene, and I feel like a lot of shit changed. Like, there wasn't, like, a lot of unity for a while, and, like, now, like, the scene's, like, awesome, you know what I
mhm.
mean? Like, there's a lot of different shows, like, there's no, like, weirdness, like, it's just it'll take a pandemic to reset that,
Yeah,
you know?
I try to tell all these like all the younger people that kind of came in like post COVID from finding shit on TikTok and being like, this is very different than
Very different,
when
very
I
different.
when I got bullied like in my DIY until I could mosh properly. You know what I mean? Like you only got to look goofy for so long.
You only got to look goofy for so long, and, like, me and my friends, we literally have this conversation, like, probably once a week where we're just like, "Man, like, shit's just, like, different now," and, like, probably for good reason, but, like, definitely, like, when I started going to hardcore shows, I was terrified, but I loved that, you know?
That
Like,
was part of
I
it.
still it was part of it. Like, I still remember the first time I went to, like, what I would consider, like, a hardcore show. On Broken Wings and Death Before Dishonor were playing, a club the next town over from me, and it was 18 plus, right? So, like, my birthday's in September. I'm older than all my friends in my grade. So I go to this show. It was in October. None of my friends could go because it was 18 plus. So I pull up alone and, like, obviously knowing what I know now about everything, it makes sense. But, like, I was just in there with, like, a bunch of dudes way older than me, like, all wearing black, like, moshing like crazy. It was so awesome, but I was just like, that doesn't happen, now the same way, I feel like it's so different, but that was my first time, like, being around that, that was super fun, you know?
It's a good memory.
Yeah, it's a great memory for sure.
um When did you pick up guitar before you got into, like, the scene and everything like that, or was it kinda like chicken before the egg type beat?
So I've been playing guitar since I was, like, 10 years old, but I was really on and off with it when I was younger. I started playing when I was, like, 10 or 11, was really into it for, like, a year, and then, I got into skateboarding, and that kinda, like, took my focus away from it because I always wanted to, like, play in a band with people. I didn't even still, like, playing guitar on my own, I really don't do it. I just kinda like jamming, or
Mhm.
or writing stuff, like, and so, like, during, like, middle school and stuff, I wasn't really actively picking up the guitar as much, but then when I got to high school, I made some friends that, like, wanted to jam and, like, do a band, so that's when I, like, picked it up and, like, took it way more seriously. So, you know, I tell people I started when I was 10, but it was really when I was, like, 15 probably when I started to, like, practice guitar a lot and, like, you know, take it seriously, and took a while to get decent at.
I mean, d at the time, was it like, learning, like, tabs or, like, cringy,
Yeah,
like, Green Day music and stuff?
100%. Like, it's
Yeah.
actually funny. I was talking to my boss about this the other day. Like, I remember, like, at first I would do tabs and, like, I remember learning, like, AC/DC songs with the tab and being like, "This is so fucking cool," or, like, Iron Man, like, uh, oh my god, it was amazing. And,
Everybody
like,
learns Iron Man. It's like the second song you
yeah,
learn, you're like,
dude,
"Yeah, dude."
Iron Man, "Smoke on the Water," and, fucking TNT. I think that was the AC/DC song, and, and "Dream On" by Aerosmith too,
Mhm.
but it was all tabs, and then, yeah, when I was, like, in high school, it was a lot of Blink-182, Green Day, like, that kinda stuff. I always wanted to play, like, Avenged Sevenfold songs on
Mhm.
guitar, like solos, but I was never that kinda player. So I was playing a lot of, like, yeah, just 4 chord, palm muty, whatever. And I feel like I've heard people say, like, you're only as good as, like, what your influences are and shit, and, like, so definitely when I got into, like, hardcore and like more metal stuff too, like even like metalcore stuff, like that kind of like changed my playing a lot. Like I was really trying to get a good right hand, and learn songs, but it took a while.
I feel like a lot of guitarists do struggle with developing rhythm because, like,
Yeah,
even if you can like shred and like play solos and stuff, if you can't like rhythmically like keep up with what your drummer's doing, then it's always going to
yeah,
be a hindrance.
you're done if that's the case, and like that's the thing. Like I don't I can pride myself on having decent rhythm with guitar. Like I might not be the best player, but like I can lock in for that. It's definitely funny seeing people who like shred who are so good like not be able to do that really.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's wild.
It's like, that should be, you should learn that before you learn how to like rip, like,
Literally,
yeah,
because it's fun to like I get ripping must be like awesome, but like just getting to like play along with the drummer or play along with a song even like in your headphones and stuff is like
hmm
so much fun. Like I still think about that and like um even still like playing guitar like when I do pick up guitar just to like play it like I'm not playing like fucking I'm playing like bruiser songs and stuff. Like I'm playing like four chord like punk songs, 'cause it's just fun. Like
yeah.
I don't know.
It's like, who was I watching play, like, basically he plays guitar like a drummer. I can't remember who I was watching recently, but it was like he's just ripping, like ripping the strings off the guitar because of how hard he's hitting it. I'm like, that's how a drummer plays guitar.
It's how a drummer plays guitar. But there's so many drummers I feel like that are like go to that guitar like for no reason. I always get jealous of that.
I mean, it's a blessing to have drums as your first instrument, honestly.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Honestly. Uh did like for Can't Lose because you're doing vocals,
hmm
did you write any of that stuff?
Yeah. So the Can't Lose music was like me. Like I wrote all the guitar and stuff, and would meet up with our drummer Kumi, who speaking of good drummers is the fucking guy. So that band, it's really just like I'll write the riffs and stuff, and I'll meet up with him in the practice spot, and we'll kind of jam it all out together. And like with that band, I'm a definitely like admittedly like a crazy control freak. Like fucking, I have a vision and I want to do it and get it done, and like I kind of like go rogue on a lot of that stuff. And I don't know, like because with that band, like writing songs like doesn't come easy to me, but like when the ideas start flowing, they start flowing and it works out, and that's like how we got the demo, and that's how we got like we have a new EP we've been sitting on for a little bit that like a lot of those songs I just like I don't know, just feeling inspired and wrote them, but I haven't written a Can't Lose song in some time now at this point. So I'm like, I gotta do it again. But that was yeah, that's I don't want to like take credit, but like those like I did write those songs.
I mean, because all of what you've said so far tracks into me being like, he definitely wrote all those songs. Because it's like, there's gallops, which
Yeah.
why?
Oh yeah.
Um,
So many.
there's half heart melodic sections, and then there's like beat downy, but not beat down in like it's beat down in the traditional sense. It's not beat down in
Yeah,
the new wave, like calling slam beat down. It's like actually like it just sounds like Boston music to me.
for sure. And like that's like the best compliment like we could receive, I feel like. And like you're not the only one who said that. Like I 'cause there's definitely other like we get the kind of like half heart comparison a lot, but like there's also a lot of other bands that like we're influenced by and love and like I guess the heavier, more like beat downy parts. Like we really like a band from here that I feel like is very underrated called Hammer Bros. And I guess like Hammer Bros, they were kind of like a little bit of like a ringwormy kind of band.
Okay.
So like they're very synonymous like with me. Like I know people shit on like the 2000s a lot, but like I really love the 2000s and like unashamedly, especially like the bands that were like around here that I was not around for. Like discovering them, there's a lot of those bands like Hammer Bros, Guns Up, Shipwreck,
Those are all bands that I
Verse,
liked.
The Carrier. Yeah,
Yeah.
like those are all bands I love. Honestly, The Carrier is probably like the number one. Like I don't really think we sound a lot like them, but like that's a band that like some of my older heads like put me on to when I was getting into stuff, and I was like, wow, I really resonate with this band a lot and like what they do. Um and I could go on for hours talking about them. So I won't, but
Guns Up, I feel like in all of the North, like even here today, I would say like most people who were around in that time, Guns Up's like their favorite band still.
oh, for sure. They're like, it's funny, like there's a band from here called Scud, like young kids from
Hmm.
Western Mass that like they covered them. We covered The Breakdown and Won't Change for Me a couple times, but like, people like know the songs and stuff, and like they're a band that I feel like hasn't done like a big. I know they played Boston in like 2018. They did like a secret set at Hardcore Stadium, but like I know they did like a few like Sound Fury reunions, but uh I don't know. They're just good. Like it's like I know they sound exactly like No Warning, but like I love them. Like
Yeah. I mean, that was like kind of before that sound was really big. Like I feel
for
like
sure.
it was like around 2000, anytime like, because they were like 2006 was probably the height.
Yeah,
Around was like 4 years after No Warning, I think. And then right after that, TUI came out and just destroyed everybody.
destroyed everybody.
Like
And like
coined that sound, but it had been around for a minute. Like it wasn't the newest.
it wasn't the newest, and I feel like I was gonna say sorry, I lost my train of thought about Guns Up, but I don't know. Like I feel like they were very like right down the middle of like they weren't like a heavy like beatdown band. They weren't melodic, but like they were kind of lumped in with bands, and they sound really of the time. You know
Hmm.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like whether or not that's like people think that's a good thing or not, I think it's a great thing. But they're so 2006 and it's awesome. Like
Well, I was listening to like fucking A Day to Remember and Attack Attack. Like, my old heads were fucking listening to Guns Up. So
yeah,
I appreciate that.
exactly. It's so funny. Like yeah, like those all those bands from that era. Like and that was definitely the shit that like it's really funny, and like I'll say this and I'll admit this, like, I love a lot of kids now, like they talk about Breakdown, they talk about like all these New York bands. I love those bands now, but I didn't get into them till much later because I just all my like there's this thing with people in Boston where like we get very tunnel visioned on the bands that are from here, rightfully so. And like a lot of the people that like introduce stuff to me, like I didn't fucking know the importance of these other bands, like but I knew the importance of Blood for Blood and of fucking Slapshot, and like, and you talking about Guns Up too. Like, I'm sure, like, in like the grand scheme of hardcore, that's not a band that people consider to be like this thing. But like to me, that's like the Cro-Mags, it might sound insane, but I'll stand by it.
But it's perspective. It's all about like where you're from and what's being kind of shown to you, you know?
For sure, and that's the thing. Like, there's some undoing and unlearning of that I've had to do over the years, but like, I like what I like too. At the end of the day.
It's like I didn't grow up listening to A Death for Every Sin, but now I know who they are and I fucking love that band.
Exactly, and it's like, I don't know, like, I can't get down on myself for, like, missing out on bands like that because I feel like I can just enjoy them later on if I discover them, but, um, yeah, it's funny, I was having a conversation a little while ago with one of my friends who he was like, "Oh, have you ever heard the Breakdown demo by this age?" And I'm like, "Hey, man, I didn't hear that demo till that age, but, like,
Yeah.
I get it, I do get it, but, like, that just wasn't the thing?"
Yeah. Yeah. Like luckily I have heard it, and I've heard like I heard Slapshot earlier on when I found hardcore, which I'm very grateful for, and Boston Strangler and, like
But
the
yeah,
OG fucking Boston shit. And like Death Before Dishonor, one of my friends was like, "You gotta listen to this. This is like the best hardcore band." And I was in like '09 when I was first kind of finding it. So
Death Before Dishonor, I will say, because, like, they're not one of those bands too that like their fucking like negative approach, like they're like to me those are like godfathers, you know what I mean? Like
mhm.
I don't feel like they get like enough credit for being like the Boston hardcore band because so many bands in Boston like were around and then they broke up and never got back together. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna see a mental reunion. You're not gonna see like these are like locking out band reunions, but Death Before Dishonor, like they've stayed a band. They like still fucking rip it, and like those are like the coolest dudes ever. They got fucking like Brian and fucking Greg and everybody. Like they're the best.
Hmm.
Like I can't understate that enough.
I every time I see Brian, it is like the best hang I've ever had.
Oh, 100%, dude. He's absolutely the best hang. Getting to tour with him and stuff like last year, and then coming out to like Montreal and stuff. That was so much fun. My favorite Brian story was on the summer tour we were doing with them. Like I'm a barber and I brought like my stuff with me, and he was like, "Oh, did you bring your shit? Like I need a haircut. Like I forgot to get one for this tour." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, like absolutely." And then like 4 or 5 days on the tour went by, and I was like, "He's like, can you do it today?" I was like, "Ah, I can't do it today." And then eventually we got to Tennessee, and he's like, "If you don't cut my hair tomorrow, I'm gonna fucking jump you." And I was like, "All right, it's done, understood."
Yeah, he's fucking hilarious. Was
Yeah,
that the
he's
show? No, we played. They came through with Madball one time before, and
yeah, they were talking about that.
it was funny. I just remember going outside, we're loading out, and Brian is like, they're blasting Ramallah out of their van with every door open. And Brian is like parking lot moshing with a beer in his hand. It was the funniest shit.
I fucking wish I could see that. That sounds fucking incredible.
It's so funny. That's why every time we see him, we offer him we'll usually have a bottle of like Canadian Club or Fireball or some shit, and we're like, "Are we clearing this bottle tonight?" And he's just like, "No, no, I can't do it." And he ends up he ends up do we do it. It's so funny.
He's keeping it real, you know.
He's a
Drinking a million Coronas all the time.
dude, true unk energy,
True rock energy. It's the best.
the unkest of unks.
It's not the unkest of unks.
Yeah, I can't wait to get back to Boston, man, because I want to see him again, but it's been a minute. I think the last time we saw him was when we played with you guys.
I was gonna say that would make sense because that was only back in like September, and fucking they've also been like on tour a lot too. Like I know they were in Europe, and then they were doing like the Shattered Realm like Bayway like tour and stuff. So
But you want to talk about a fun tour? I'm sure that shit is crazy.
that was a great because my boss ended up booking the show in Providence, and that tour was fucking wild. Like that show itself was like insane, and like I don't think I understood the degree to which Bayway like draws fans out and stuff, but it was pretty fucking crazy. There's a lot of people like it's one of those shows where like you're like, oh damn, like I don't recognize like a lot of the people here, you know.
Hmm.
So it was cool.
Um, I've only seen Bayway once, and they played it was a show that Destiny booked.
Okay, yeah,
And it was like pretty big, and like Sect ended up having to jump on it because they were like coming through town. It was like kind of a weird show.
okay, yeah.
But
It's like Sect's like the Earth Crisis, like or like there's like the super group, right? That band.
yeah, Sect is like Andy Hurley from Fall Out Boy and Chris Callahan from Cursed is in it. And then
Oh yes, yes.
I think somebody from Earth Crisis is in that band. But they're supposed to be
Yeah,
from
I think the
Connecticut.
guitar player.
Anyway,
Yeah,
yeah, it was a good show, but Bayway played, and I mean, I feel like if there's 50 people or 500, they're gonna play the exact same fucking way.
they're gonna play the same way every time. It's
It's
crazy.
just Jay being Jay, and then the band just kind of follows him. It's really funny.
He's very unapologetically himself, you know. I have to give him credit for that. Those guys were cool too. Like I was, it's funny. I was talking to like Joe Hardcore about it a little bit. He was talking to like a bunch of us down in the basement of that show. He was like, "Yeah, those guys they wake up and like that's what they do. Like they do Bayway. Like it's not like they like get up and like worry about like where am I going to eat today and what am I going to do. Like they're like, nope, we're working on this band, and clearly it's working out for them.
Yeah, I mean, doing a tour with Biohazard, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's just pretty fucking wild.
Yeah, they played their last Montreal show was in a stadium. That's pretty crazy.
That's why. Yeah, that's insane. That's fucking.
Like tickets were like $130 to go see Biohazard and Bayway.
That's great. I know when they that came to Palladium, and I know that they played like the big room, of the Palladium, on that tour. I didn't go to it, but I heard it was fucking nuts.
Was Onyx on that date too?
Yeah, Onyx was also on that, that's also insane.
Hilarious.
So funny.
Speaking of playing with Death Before Dishonor and I guess just good bands in general, Street Power.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you, I don't know how to say this. Did you help write part of Me Time? Were you writing on that as well?
That was so kind of similar to like Me with Can't Lose. Like Me Time was all Chris,
Okay.
pretty much. So for Street Power, like the older stuff was kind of split between the two old guitar players that were in the band. But Me Time was all Chris. Like he got drunk one night and like pretty much wrote the whole record. I'm pretty sure is what happened. Uh, it's funny because yeah, like he'll have like he has like the playthroughs and stuff for us, and he's just like, yeah, I don't remember what I played. Like I was just shit faced and wrote all of that. It was one of those like wrote a song and then like had a bunch more ideas kind of like come to mind, and you know that was how that was written. So like me and the other guys like we're involved, but like it's kind of one of those things where it's like, all right, I'm gonna trust the guy who has the vision to like do what he wants to do with it. Like we have like I have like contributed to songs before, and like he definitely wants like everybody to be involved. But for me, like you know, I don't want to like get in the way of shit with writing stuff. You know,
That's what I love that about like I think I'm like tripping over fucking words here. I had a full day of work where I have to be in meetings all day. It's fucked up.
you're good. You're good.
Uh but I think it helps when you are in like you have a project of your own to be like, oh, you know what? Like I understand this. Like this is his thing. And
That's the way. Like because I don't know. Like I try to like explain that because like everybody like in Can't Lose, for instance, like our guitar player Dom, who's like my best friend, like we have another band we're doing called Violent Protest. That's like more of a punk band.
Mhm.
And like that's like his thing, you know what I mean? Like I in that band sit back seat and like he writes all the music, you know what I mean? Like I feel like everybody has to have like some kind of like
So when are you gonna start your scene kid throwback metalcore band?
so me and Tommy, who played in Broken Vow with
Mhm.
me, he actually sent me a song the other day where because we both love like Killswitch Engage and like
Dude,
like the yeah we
I've
it's
literally been joking because in Bruce Away jams, like I'll have a guitar, like I jam on guitar. I don't do vocals at jams because
yeah, yeah,
if we're writing, like I want to write, and then
for sure.
but it's funny because it's like I'll in between, like I'll be trying to play like kill switch riffs, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Dude, kill switch has got riffs."
They got fucking riffs. They're they're so fucking good. And like so like me and Tommy, like we love shit like that, right? Like Kill
Shadows
Switch,
fall.
On Earth, Shadows Fall, like all that stuff. And so we're gonna do a band. He sent me a song the other day that sounds so much like that. And like we're gonna do a band that's gonna sound like that, I think. And him and I are gonna play guitar. Then we have a couple other like uh Western Mass people playing in it, and it's gonna be cool. We probably won't play like a lot of shows with it just because everybody's like in a ton of other shit. But I'm excited to like play guitar for something like that because, dude, at a certain point in my life, like pretty much before I got like into hardcore, like it was Killswitch Engage songs, it was Parkway Drive songs, like
Yeah.
all the time, just scratch them on guitar, you know. So I'm pretty excited for that.
So I really I've been wanting a band, and I don't condone what this fucking guy did, but As I Lay Dying,
Oh, they're another one too. I love.
the
Yeah.
first record with like 94 hours and Forever on it
Yep.
and all that shit. Dude, if anyone from Montreal or from like within reasonable driving distance, so like Western Mass, I'll drive 4 hours.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to play me to play drums for that, I'll do it. I don't want to do vocals. I can't do that, but I will
That's dude,
I
that
will play
shit's
drums.
so
It's so
good.
good.
Yeah, it's so good.
Like the
That was the kind of
clearly
music
triggered drums, but like it makes it.
like I was telling you about earlier, like you're only as good as your influences. Like that was the kind of shit that I wanted to like get good to play like guitar with, you know? Because
Mhm.
like when I heard that stuff, like the early As I Lay Dying shit, like I was definitely like the rabbit hole. I was like really fucking down. And like my first band I was in like in high school that my drummer Kumi, who's in Can't Lose, was in with me. Like we tried to do that. It was not good at all, one bit. But that was the idea. You know, the idea was like early As I Lay Dying kind of stuff. You know, and um, it was did not fucking land. But
That's what I
gonna
think.
try again.
I think Dying Wishes found the hack, dude.
Yeah,
They're writing early As I Lay Dying riffs, and then they've just got Emma doing her thing over it.
it's really cool hearing that too with like a girl singing also, and like I mean I love Howard Jones and Jesse and everything, but it's like cool to have that like different sort of voice over the top of that. Like I haven't kept up with that band a lot, but when they put their first record out, I definitely listened to that a good
Mhm.
amount because for me it was just like nostalgic. It was like cool to have a band that was kind of had a foot in the hardcore scene do like Kill Switch and all that stuff. It's like so like it's like classic rock to me. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
it's you're not seeing that at a local venue. Like you're not going to a 100
no,
tap room and seeing it.
fuck no. That I've seen them a bunch of times too. I think the last fuck I haven't trying to think. The last time I saw them was a long time ago. At this point, I'm realizing like almost 10 years ago. But them and All That Remains played in Hampton Beach, New Hampshire, at the Casino Ballroom there, and it was fucking awesome because it was like it's still a pretty big room, like probably like 1,000 cap, but like stage was lower. There was a barricade, but like not really, and like it was like it was in like June or July or something too. It was like so sweaty, and there was all these like fucking like dudes wearing like Five Finger Death Punch shirts. And it was so funny, but
It's like Nothing More is playing at the venue next to my house tonight. And I'm like, what is that? And a coworker was trying to explain it to me, but essentially it's like that new style of metal.
yeah, it's like it's funny. I was talking about that band too with somebody else, one of my friends the other day at Middle East. And I think it's like Sirius XM metal. Like
Yeah,
that's what I
yeah.
would call it, I
Like
guess. Like,
Lithium, was that the
yeah,
station? Yeah.
Lithium, I think. It's like Sirius XM metal. It's like, I don't know. Like people I probably like wouldn't want to like hang around.
Yeah. Well, I'm like walking by and the line is like, they're being let in and I'm walking by the line and I'm like, nobody in this line is somebody I want to be in a room with. R-
No, not at all.
Like,
And like you work at a venue too, so like you know how it is when there's like you're at a show and it's just like I don't want any fucking part to do with this. Like this is not it.
no. Like, yeah, yeah. Um, but sometimes I get surprised because I
Yeah.
run front
Oh,
of,
for sure, for
like,
sure.
I run front of house. So it's even worse because I have to hear it. Like, I can't like duck out. Um, so yeah, there's sometimes those pop punk shows can be a little rough.
I always feel so bad for because like so I obviously like because I saw you guys there, but I do security at Middle East and
Hmm.
like I always feel so bad for the sound guys because like we'll be stressing out if the show is like some lame shit, but then they'll come out like cigarette in hand, just like fuck. There's this like jam band that has an hour and 45-minute long set, you know, and like, but like you said, like there are shows where like I'll kind of be like judgmental, and then like the people end up being like really nice and the music's good. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like
Hmm.
maybe I should, eat my words more often. But it's very easy to like we have all kinds of music come to our club, so it's sometimes not always the most fun work night.
No, but I mean, I even told like the venue manager was like, he's like, any shows you like don't want to work or something, just tell me. I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like,
Yeah, what's that supposed to mean?
he's like, a lot of guys like they say like, don't put me on that show. I'm like, dude, I just want to get paid. Like I mixed that church for years. Like, just pay me.
Yeah.
I'll mix anything.
But it's crazy. Like y- I'm the same way. I'm like, if I'm available to work whatever. Like at Middle East, at least we do get like hardcore kids. Like like working door and stuff, like we'll work the hardcore shows because obviously there's an art to that. And like
Yeah.
same thing with like goth kids will work like the goth shows, you know, like they do that there, which is nice. Like they're not going to put somebody on door for the hardcore show that doesn't really know what that all is about. But um, which I do appreciate like about like that club. But yeah, I never like because I feel like too like as a security person, it's like the stuff I don't want to work is the stuff that like we are needed for and like can't really call out of, you know?
Hmm.
So a lot of like the dance nights and stuff and
Yeah, the dance nights are
you know,
rough.
yeah, dance nights are especially if it's you know, we do a lot of like 18 plus events too. And like obviously I know like up in Canada, like the drinking age is different, but like having fucking like 18-year-olds with fake IDs and you know, like the whole thing, it's not good.
Yeah, I've worked a couple of emo nights, and it's like
Oh,
starts at 10:30, ends at 3 a.m. It's
yeah,
rough. It's hard.
those are rough. Those
Yeah,
are fucking rough.
it's hard because they're not playing emo. It's not emo.
No,
It's not emo
it's not
music.
emo music.
It's like radio rock for edgy people.
It's a bad time is what it is.
It's just not fun.
It's not fun.
No, no. Except for occasionally, like I'll be like, "Yo, throw an Emery song in there," or like, "Yo, throw like give me like a Newfound Glory track," you know, like give me
Yeah.
something good, and
The
they'll do it.
so the only emo night I've ever been to, so Can't Lose played Auto Bar in Baltimore
Hmm.
last summer. And so we are playing upstairs at Auto Bar and downstairs they had the emo night going on. And we have like a bunch of friends who like bounce there and stuff. So we were like, they gave us wristbands to go downstairs and check it out. And like I actually lost my voice and like fucked myself on that because I was talking over people there and we just played a set and I like couldn't speak. And literally the next show of tour, I had to have Andrew, our guitarist, sing, and I played guitar, which was crazy. But we're down at emo night, and like two of the guys on the tour with us are just like, you know, hitting on girls down there, and like we're all fucking. It was just packed, and they're playing music I do like, which was good at least. Like they were playing, you know, all the classics from that era. But I went up to the bar to order some stuff for me and my friends, and like all of a sudden I couldn't speak and was like, oh my God, like what just happened? And I started pulling my phone out, being like, I can't fucking talk right now. So thank you, Emo Night, for doing that.
Yeah. Or do you know Gage?
Yes, I do know Gage. Gage is awesome.
Okay,
Also, coffee head too.
big coffee guy.
Yeah, big coffee guy.
But he used to work at Auto Bar.
Yes, he did used to work at Autobar. I remember that because man, I haven't seen Gage in a little while. We broken out did a tour with Exide, and that was how I met Gage. Yeah, he's the man.
He's great.
Yeah, he's really knows his shit too as far as coffee goes.
Yeah, he's like he's a smart, like he's a sciencey guy.
He's definitely a sciencey guy.
Yeah. I'm not. I used to want to. Strived to be that deep, and unfortunately, I don't have enough capacity in my brain. I'm like my iPhone. I'm running
Yeah,
out of storage.
that's so true. He definitely makes the time for it.
Oh yeah, he works in coffee too, so he kind of gets like a, it's part of his job.
Yeah, he's I respect it. Like I respect the I have my hyperfixations over different stuff. His is definitely with like his work. So I gotta
Yeah,
give it to him.
yeah. So shout out Gage.
Shout out
Um,
Gage.
he's a brave man. Leaving the East Coast, journeying all the way out there to California.
For real, for
Dude.
real. Like that's something I think about sometimes. Like the idea of moving, especially like this winter too. It's been like brutal. I'm like, like living in California like would be kind of awesome. But yeah, that's a fucking journey to make as an East Coast person. Like,
Was I mean, so like I work in film now, and my wife works in film, but like most of our directors and stuff are in LA.
yes,
But like
yes,
the studios are like in Vancouver and like Montreal and places where it's cheaper to live and they have tax incentives.
right, right.
So if I moved to LA for like a year, I could get super connected and probably get like a lot further faster in my career, but I don't want to live in LA.
No, no, you don't.
Not even like a little bit.
No, you don't.
So
And like also too, yeah, you might make more money, but then just think about how much more money you're gonna spend out there living in LA. Like,
and you have to have a car. Like you can't
yeah,
live without a car. That's horrible.
It's a shit show. I have a lot of love for Southern California. Some of my family's from like San Diego and stuff, and like I love going out there. But being like in the city of LA is just like fucking soulless sometimes. You know, I don't know. It's a place. It's a place,
It's
all right.
it's like I've been for work quite a bit, and it's so lonely.
It's very lonely.
Like, there's so many people there, but at the same time, everyone's just completely isolated in their car and, like, in their own
Yeah,
world.
and the traffic too. I mean, like obviously, like where we live, like and where you live, like there's bad traffic, but like living out there is just like,
A
well, it's gonna take
2-hour
you three
commute?
hours.
Fuck off.
Yeah, no, no, thank you.
No.
Nope.
I'd rather be, like, cramped in a metro for 30 minutes and get where I need to go, like, quickly than be, yeah, stuck in traffic for 3 hours.
Yeah, no, it's just not something I want any part in.
No, I gotta watch an entire Lord of the Rings movie in my commute. I'm not doing that. Like,
Yeah, no. It's ridiculous.
um, well, tell me what you got coming up, whether it be with Street Power, Can't Lose. What are some things that you're excited about?
So, Can't Lose is kind of I would say, like, out of, like, the products I'm in right now, like, we're sorta doing the most right now. Can't Lose and then, Violent Protest too, the sorta new punk band that,
Mhm.
we started. Can't Lose has a new EP that we're just waiting to get the artwork done and stuff. We're having one of our friends, like, draw the album cover and, you know, we're gonna hopefully put that out soon. And we have some shows. We're playing the Neolithic record release show next week, actually with Blood Tithe and Providence.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I love those guys. And then we're doing it like kind of northeast tour with Quick to Judge. We're doing Western Mass, Albany, Rochester, and New York City. And then we're doing a thing in the summer too. Like we're doing like a kind of like week and a half in like the Midwest area. It's not announced yet. I don't even know if it's like fully booked yet, but that'll be really fun. Like I'm trying to get out there and do more like, you know, long weekends and stuff. You know, we're all kind of at the point where like, you know, some of us can get time off from work and stuff. And playing music is awesome. It's the
It's
best. You
so
know,
much
it's all I
fun.
want to be fucking doing.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. Like, I don't know. We've played a couple shows like around here recently too. Like we just played with Zabalba at Middle East at the downstairs, and that was so much fun. And like, um, I'm trying to think what else. Like that's kind of like the next thing on the horizon. Just trying to get that out, you know, and hopefully it comes together soon.
I know waiting for artwork is so, frustrating because it takes so long to figure out what you want, and then it's like, you gotta wait for it to come in.
That's the thing too, and like it's my friend doing it, and he's like doing like he's taking his time, like rightfully so, and like we talked to him like a couple months ago about doing it, and it took a while just because like on our end, yeah, like communicating what we wanted, and then like he wanted to do a good job and not let us down, you know.
Mhm.
So he took his time, and it's coming out really good. Like I'm super happy with it, but he's a tattoo artist too. My friend, his Instagram's Tats a Million, I believe, unless he changed it. But my friend Max, he's a local tattooer, and he's so good. But he just opened up a new shop too, so like he's been in the midst of that. So I
Mhm.
was like, dude, it's all good. Like just you know, but once the artwork's together, we'll hopefully be putting it out. I just want it out.
I know the feeling.
Yeah,
Well, that's sick. I love the Midwest, so, yeah, hopefully you guys get to go out there and rip some shows.
I hope so. It's definitely like since like been home a lot more lately, and like I love being home, but I definitely like being on tour, being on the roads, like the most
Mhm.
fun thing ever. Like it's the most I don't know. It's just it's very or, like I feel very fortunate to do it, you know, and to do it with the people that I get to like call my bandmates and stuff. Like we have a good time.
Yeah,
We have
and
a good time and like yeah,
yeah, I love it's playing shows is so fun.
it's so much fun. But I'll say this, like I feel like a lot of like people my age like I see like some of my friends and stuff and other people like getting older and like not phasing themselves out of hardcore, but it's like, you know, wanting to do like more shit. And like I definitely had that like point maybe like a year or two ago where I was getting a little like jaded, but like as of recently I've been like I just want to be at a hardcore show. Like, I'm happy being here. Like, this is my fucking social circle. You know, like if I'm not at a show, like I'm going to be not as happy. You know, and that's not to say that don't have other interests and stuff, but like just going to shows, being at them, like it's the best. Like I don't know, I can't put that any more simply.
And, like, it's weird being in a van with, like, your friends for hours on end. For some
Oh,
reason,
it's
it's way more fun than people, I think, would think it is. But, I mean, you have to get along, obviously, but, yeah, it's
yeah, you have to get along, but it's like I don't know, like I'm trying to think of something like profound to say about touring. I can't really think of anything, but you know,
on
like
paper, it's pretty stupid.
on paper it's really stupid, but also it's like it makes a lot of sense. I mean, I am a stupid person, so it makes a lot of sense why I would like spend part of my life doing it. But like, it's kind of like to me, it's like the only thing that like it's not the only thing that matters, but it matters a lot to me. Like getting to do that, like it's a weird thing, you know, like the random stops, the truck stops, pissing on the side of the road, you know, uh, like there's I don't know, there's a lot of like if I have grandkids or whatever, like I know I'll be telling like those are my war stories, you know, like it's just like fun shit, you know, like it's just I don't know, like especially being in Broken Bow and stuff too. Like we that band toured a lot, and like we got stuck like in Montana one time in the snow and like almost died, you know, and like there's a lot of stuff like that where I think about I'm like, man, you know, everybody should everybody should experience something like that at least once, you know, like a road trip, you know, a proper road trip because um I don't know, like the idea of like okay, we ended the tour in Oklahoma and now we have to drive, you know, a day and a half home. I fucking love that. I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I love it.
Yeah, it's like, "Okay, let's drive, 30 hours. That's gonna be fun."
Let's drive 30 hours and, you know, let's drive 30 hours, not stop. And, you know, we're going to get home and feel fucking crazy. But like, I don't know. Like, I love that so much. And like, I feel like as I get older too, like, I kind of appreciate that stuff a little bit more where it's like, you know, I remember like when I first started touring, I was like, oh, I want to get home. You know, I want to like fucking blah, blah, blah. But like, there's no reason for that, you know? Like,
No. I've reached the point where it's like, now the job that I have, it's to pay for, like, being on the road.
literally, yeah,
Yeah.
same. Like, and that's the thing. Like, I'm very like fortunate. Like, I have like you know my two jobs. Like, I'm a barber and and I work at Middle East and like you know people I work for are very understanding of that stuff, and I have to thank them a lot for that because you know it's most jobs are not going to be happy with like or not understand you know that, but you know
Mhm.
it works out. It works out.
It's really funny. At my work, like, on the last show I was working on, my producers found out that I was, like, in a band.
Oh no.
I was supposed to go on vacation, and they were like, "What are you doing on vacation?" I was like, "Well, I'm actually going on tour with my band, like, where I'm playing 5 shows in the States," and they were like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "Oh, your band is, like, serious," and I was like, "I mean, as serious as you can be with everyone having a full-time job and, you know, making 200 bucks a night." Like, we're in a minivan. Like, I don't yeah. So but it's just funny people's perspectives, like, the normie, like, picture of touring is so different than what it actually is.
It's so fucking funny because the time I got the most probably was like when I was in barber school for the last like year. Like I was and like fortunately with that program, like you can kind of like come and go and stuff. And so there'd be times where I'd be out of school for a week because I was doing something and you know, I didn't tell everybody at first about it because I was just like, "Ah, I don't know. Like to me, it's just like it's nothing, you know. But then like they found out about it and they were like, oh, like, you know, what's the deal with this? And yeah, I think it's like this thing and it's like not, you know, like I love it, but it's like, you know, yeah, I didn't fucking get any sleep last night and I slept on the floor and I ate, you know, McDonald's, or I tried Roy Rogers for the first time and it was disgusting, and like
I played a
that
show
kind of shit.
played a show in Connecticut, drove 6 hours home directly after.
No, literally, and, like, the thing too that's really funny is, like, when I was in school, I had a conversation with my teacher about this because he was like, "Well, why don't you just, like, focus on the music thing, like, make that your thing?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, that'd be awesome, but, like, we don't make any fucking money doing this,
No,
like,
no.
like, this is if anything, this is like I'm losing money doing this, and, that's to me, that's okay, like, that's an investment I was willing to take, but, a couple of the guys there, like, kinda more normie people were like, "Really? You don't make money doing that?" Like, "Fuck no, we don't make money doing that."
No. The food is out of pocket, the gas is out of pocket, like, everything's out of pocket. The merch pays for the van.
Merch pays to the van, it's an ever, circle of just, "Oh, cool, we have money in the band account. Cool, now we have to get shirts," and then,
Gotta
yeah,
pay for
it's,
recording.
tape recording, like, we also, like, we have, like, a practice space too, and so we'll, like some months we'll pay out of, like, the band fund with that if we can, just because it helps, like, it helps rather than people having to chip in on their own, but, yeah, then, like, that money's, it's always being used for something.
Yeah. Luckily, our practice space is so cheap. Like,
Ours too. Practice space is gonna be because, like, we used to practice in Boston, and that spot was, like, really at first, it wasn't as expensive because we shared it with a lot of people,
mhm.
and then certain people started dropping off the lease and shit, and then we were like, "Fuck, we can't afford this, like, this is just too crazy," so we moved to Worcester, and our spot in Worcester is awesome, we can, like, smoke cigarettes and stuff in there, and it's cool.
Ugh, I hate that. Nothing beats that fucking smoked out jam space smell.
It's the best. It's, our guitarist, Dom, he's straight edge, and he's the only edge person in the band, and he, like, definitely gets so mad whenever I light up a cigarette in there 'cause, he'll, like, light a candle and shit, I'm just like, "Dude, I'm not gonna not smoke in here, like, it's fucking" you know? It's a practice space, like, this
In
is what we do.
in 2026, if you can smoke inside of anywhere, you should do it.
You should do it, like, at Middle East the other night, we were having a conversation, we were all sitting in, the bar watching, Leonard Skinner videos on the TV, and we're like, "Dude, imagine if we could smoke in here."
Yeah.
It'd be fucking amazing.
When I used to my first, mixing gig at a bar, it was, like, this punk bar in Savannah, and it's gone now. Um, it was the best, and we would close up for the night and be, like, cleaning and stuff. I would just be hanging out, trying to sober up so I could drive home, and,
Yep, yep.
and, like, all the bar staff just lights up cigarettes when everybody's out of the bar.
It's the best,
It's the
it's the
best.
best.
I don't smoke
It's
anymore, but back then I felt like I was the coolest dude ever.
it's good for you, I'm glad you don't smoke anymore because I definitely, like, wish I didn't, but I also love it, and it's, like, such a fun thing, so I'll do it.
In Canada, it's easy not to.
In Canada, it is easy not to, I feel like, because you guys have the fucking gross ass pictures on your,
It's not just
cigarettes,
Have you ever tasted
and
a cigarette from here?
no, I actually haven't. Is it
Next
that
time
bad?
next time you come up, try one of Ryan's.
Okay, because when Cam Lewis was up there, our friend Manny, like, came with us, and he's not old enough to buy cigarettes in America, so he was like, "I'm gonna buy cigarettes in Canada," and I had my own pack, so I didn't try any of his, but he was definitely like, "Yeah, these, like, the Marb Reds are not the same up here," and,
I can't even believe you found
um,
those.
yeah, I think he got Marlboro Reds, I'm pretty sure. It was in, it would have been around Toronto or Hamilton maybe. Um, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, it was like a gas station in Tim Hortons deal, and, like, yeah, I also just didn't like, looking at the picture of, like, the fucking, like, infected lung and stuff on there, I was like, "I don't wanna do this," like, I feel dirty now, like
On the filter, it even says it says, like, cigarettes cause cancer.
Yeah, there it's and it's like, obviously, I know that, but, like, being, like, reminded of it when you know, it's not intriguing, so
Interesting you don't have to put that on an alcohol bottle.
right? You would think,
Yeah.
but, you
Show me
know
what cirrhosis of the liver looks like.
yeah, shut
Show me a yellow person.
Show me yellow. Yeah, show me someone with jaundice.
Somebody who has completely turned yellow and is looks like the color of urine. Um,
Yeah, like
well, Olin, I appreciate you hanging out. It's been really fun. Before we go, I just have one last question.
yeah, of course, of course.
What's your favorite
Thank you
city?
for
Oh yeah, go ahead.
sorry, I was gonna say thank you for having me. It's been a lot of fun shooting the shit for I hope that it wasn't too all over the place for your podcast, but I'm glad we
No more than
got
usual.
to talk. This is awesome.
Yeah.
But
What's
sorry.
what's your favorite city for beans and breakdowns?
Man, that's a good question. I want to pick a local spot. Say Lowell, Massachusetts. Uh, there's some good coffee spots there.
And Lowell?
In Lowell, yeah. Nabana. It's like a because there's a lot of Vietnamese people here, so there's a couple like Vietnamese coffee places. Nabana is like probably like the best one. That one's really good. And then there was a coffee shop. Um, we had like a mill around here that had a bunch of different stuff in it. It had a coffee shop in there, and that place was fucking amazing. Like we call it like I'm sure you're privy to this term, but like me and my friends, we call it a bisexual coffee.
Mhm.
So it was like one of those spots, and there was like a good collection of those around. So I'd have to say Lowell. So I'm trying to think what else is I'm on the spot. We'll go with that. That's a good answer.
I've only been to Lowell once, and the show was not good, but the town was nice.
Town's awesome. It's a top town in Massachusetts. I would say a lot of history and culture here, and the shows now like I think like they're starting to come back a little bit. But I would say a lot of the towns in Massachusetts that have shows or scenes for a little bit, it's always a kind of comes and goes in waves thing. It rolls back on the map. There's definitely going to be some cool stuff happening in this city. Uh, you know, other cities surrounding. So yeah, I gotta go with that.
Nice. Who's that? What's that band? Cleansed?
Lens. Oh, I'm trying to think.
Maddie is the
For
vocalist?
blends or cranked?
Like it was cleansed. I know one of
Cleansed.
the guitarist and Fish Face is in that band.
I'm trying to think. 'Cause I'm assuming, yeah, a couple of them are from like Merrimack Valley area, I think, or Central Mass. I'm trying to think.
I feel bad. I barely remember anyone that we played with at that show, but it was so weird because it was like in a restaurant.
Did you guys play the Kodo?
Yeah.
Was it that place? Yeah, yeah. That I feel like restaurant shows are always like rough too, or not always, but at least like around the Boston area because there's also a Kodo in Salem too that
Oh yeah.
does shows.
I mean, we did play the same night as that Risk pre-show, like the flea market show that Iron Crusaders and Risk and all them played at Ralph's.
Well, that was because I was gonna say Can't Lose played that show at Ralph's that night, so that's
Yeah, that was the same.
probably yeah,
All of our friends were there, and we're playing at Kodo and Lowell.
yeah. That happens a lot around here, unfortunately, where there's just shows happening on the same night, and it fucking sucks.
It
Like,
does
I
suck.
mean, it fucking sucks because and like I know how that is, like being on tour and it's like Planet City, like oh shit, there's this thing happening, next town over,
Yeah.
or an hour away, and everyone's at that. When Street Powers in Texas last time we played San Antonio and Bitter End was playing the same night.
No, dude.
Yeah, Bitter End not only were they playing the same night, but they were playing like a benefit show. Um, I our show actually honestly wasn't that bad. There was people there, but it was like man, like of all fucking bands to like be playing the same night as in this
The
specific
band.
town was the band.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck. That one was insane. That's now that makes me think about other instances of that like in my life. But that was the most recent one where I was just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like that's
The most memorable
absurd.
instance is I played this tiny town outside of Atlanta called Loganville.
Loganville. Okay.
Yeah. And it was a very small town, but the band like Woe Is Me was kind of formed in that town.
Oh yeah.
And I believe no they're not because Attila is from like kind of close to where I'm from. But anyway, that night we played like a kind of a mini fest in like a church rec hall and 20 minutes down the street at this other venue, Attila is playing like this giant show that was sold out.
Oh my
So
god. And
nobody
like,
was at the show. Attila, really? And this was like 2010, so Attila was not even good anymore.
no, no, that's a dark era for them.
Not to say that they
That's a
were
band.
good, like, but that
Yeah.
first record was interesting.
I was gonna say that was a band that like I remember when I was in middle school, like a girl I used to date was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go see Attila at Warped Tour," and I was like, "Oh, cool! Like, I'll check that out." And like, immediately was like, "Wow, this is fucking so bad! Like, this is."
They had a breakdown that said, "You are a butt slut, so shut the fuck up." That was literally that was like their main hit.
What an era! Like,
Soda in the Water Cup, I think was the name of that song.
Soda in the Water Cup. I, when I think about like those kinds of bands too, it's just like the fucking misogyny was
It
so
was high.
insane and like off the chart. Like, I don't know, like I'm not one of those people that's like I'm nostalgic for some kind of music for sure, but like I'm not like a super like I think there's a lot of people like I know who are like very nostalgic over like that era of stuff, you
Mhm.
know, and like still actively listen to it. I'm like, that's cool, I respect that, but like that's not for me. Like, you know,
And it's interesting too, because like the bands that were being misogynistic, like when you look at them today and you're like, really? We were going with that?
yeah,
Like,
no, that's the thing.
I get the YouTube recs of like top 5 gayest breakdowns.
Oh my god, those are so
They're
funny.
so good.
Those are so funny. The we always joke about Black My Heart being on there too, and
They're always on it.
yeah, they're always on there. It's so funny.
We had from Montreal, we had Blessed by a Broken Heart, who was a metalcore band that turned into like a Skid Row style like cock rock band.
That's kind of sick, honestly. I can't lie.
Yeah, but they were Christian.
Oh, they're Christians. Oh my god,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, that's the pipeline of those bands to just like you know what's another band too that played around here locally was that band of Skylit Drive. Do you remember them?
They're from North Carolina
Uh,
though.
yeah. Are they really?
Yeah.
So yeah, they played and like my friend was bartending at the show, so I was like, "Oh, I'll come by and hang out." Like I liked that band a lot in middle school. Like I never saw him play, and it was like the weirdest fucking thing. Like, uh,
Apparently the
just like
OG singer
especially
is back in the band.
that's what I'd heard. Like the singer that I remember like being on like that like albums was like singing, but it was just like it was such a weird thing and like moment. Like I don't know. Like I was just at this show and like there was this like old 50-year-old dude like hitting on like some girl that was like really drunk. And I was like, this is
Oh,
weird. I gotta get out of here.
man, the nostalgia. Wow.
Yeah, the nostalgia.
Like it's even like Attack Attack now is like doing shows again, but nobody in the band is like originally from the band.
It's so crazy. And like, I remember that was a thing. Like maybe a couple of years ago, they were like, we're coming back and people were making a big deal out of it. And I was like, this is not it. Like, this is not like what it is. Like,
No.
you know,
And I don't like Beartooth, but like arguably a much better band than Attack Attack.
like on paper, yes, I agree. Like, I feel the same way on paper, a better band. Attack Attack, obviously, there's nostalgia with that. And like, we actually, the whatever the second album is, like the blue one, like with like Smoke Honest on that, like, I feel like that one's still like, I have this conversation every once in a while. That one like still holds up kind of. There's some like good breakdowns and
AC
stuff.
130.
Yeah, AC 130, the Sexual Man Chocolate. Just the song titles alone are so good.
Goated.
Yo, it's so good.
But I did like that first record with a really bad auto tune. That shit was I was
Oh, it's so good.
16 in bed listening to it before I went to sleep. Man,
That yeah, that shit's timeless. It's the
it's
music video.
sealed in the vault.
It's sealed in the vault. It's like that's like white people culture. Is that the peak?
I show people photos and videos from me at that time, and it was like they're hard to find, so don't go look for them. But like,
For sure.
yeah, they're buried on the internet somewhere. I just happen to know where they are, and I'll show people, and they're like, "There's no way that that's you," and I'm like, 100%, 100%. I thought I was so cool. I was not.
That's the thing too. It's like at that time, like that, like it was cool. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I don't know, like
it was sick.
what it was sick back then.
White
Like
studded
mi-
belt with the tightest jeans you've ever seen.
here's the thing is I still wear a studded belt all the time, every day, but I, I I don't wear tight jeans anymore. I can't do that. Like that was the thing that like that's probably like the worst like thing of that era was like I can't believe I fucking did that to myself. Like that's
Yeah,
terrible.
like so tight. Like they were so tight.
So tight, like purple fucking skinny jeans that like
Oh,
just the
distress
worst shit. Distressed, yeah. Like oh my god,
with like the biggest zip up hoodie you've ever seen.
biggest zip up hoodie ever. Like that was the fashion. That was
Did you have
the
the one
idea.
where you zipped it all the way up to the hood? Like the hood would zip up and it had like an eye, like it had a mask on the hood.
No, I remember those, but I was never cool enough to have one of those. But I do remember them vividly from back then. The full zip up one. Those are back now. I think like in some ways, like there's one, but not in like scene kid culture and like more like mall culture though. Like I've seen like some people wearing those that have like a shark on it or something. I think
Hmm.
I don't know. It's bizarre. It's it's not my authority to question.
Well, think about it though, because like back then, that Hot Topic core was like mall culture, right?
Yeah,
And so
100%.
it made sense that it kind of crossed over. And now, like mall culture, which I guess is emo rap. I don't know what mall culture is now. I don't go to malls, but
Me
like,
neither.
but like, whatever that is now makes sense that the fashion would be the same. It's just always been mall fashion.
It, and also too, like a lot of like skinny jeans are definitely back, like with like the kind of mall culture now. Like it's like a lot of like ripped skinny jeans and stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of crazy how that like went full circle. Yeah, the malls are so dead. It's funny. I was talking about this with my boss the other day. Like I used to go to the mall all the time, like hang out there on the weekend. Like that was kind of like the only thing to do. It felt like, and
Hmm.
that was the place to be. But now it's just like you could not pay me to go there,
It's so
Like
sad.
it's so sad. I'll go there for Bath and Body Works. That's about it. Because I like their soaps, candles, but like everything, like there's so many malls around us, but like maybe two of them are still like good. Like all the other ones are just like so fucking dead, you know?
It's funny because here we have the underground city.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um, but it's really just like three shopping malls that are kind of connected by a tunnel.
Which is cool, but also it's like I don't know, like going to the mall nowadays is not all it's cracked up to be. Like used to be the most exciting part of the week, and now going there, I'm just like, and don't get me wrong, like I love going to like, Auntie Anne's sometimes,
Yeah,
and
we have
doing all that.
Mr. Pretzel.
Oh yeah, Mr. Pretzel. Yeah,
Yeah,
I, I'm trying to think if I've ever even like been to a mall in Canada.
it's a weird
I don't think I
experience.
have. I don't think I have. I'm trying to. I know we stopped in a mall on the way to Canada once, but that was in America, so I think we stopped in like Syracuse or something. But uh, next time I'm up there, I'll make my way up to the local mall.
It's weird. Like some of the malls feel American, but it's almost like I don't know how to describe this. Like you know how when you're in Canada and you'll be somewhere and you're like, this almost feels American, but it's not.
Yeah, it's like America in a different font
Yes,
a little bit.
exactly. Yeah, it's like Americo. Like
It's
that.
Yeah, America.
Yeah. Like whenever I go to like certain malls, like in the suburbs here, it's like, oh, this is almost like the malls that I'm used to, but the store names are different. Like,
that and I feel like that's what it is it's like the staples of like, and I feel that way being in Canada where I'm like, obviously instead of seeing Dunkin' Donuts, I'm seeing Tim Hortons and stuff, and I recognize the difference, but I'm like, yeah, I feel like I'm home, but like I'm not,
but not
you
quite.
know? Yeah, I'm not quite home, and like people are like nicer up here, like kind of, and like I don't know, it's you know, stuff's just different enough.
The speed limits are like 15 under what they should be,
That's yeah, I noticed that like the driving up in Canada is a lot different.
slower paced. Um, Well, I don't want to hold you all night. I know that you probably had a long day. So
No, I appreciate you being able to reschedule this and stuff too. Glad you made the time and fucking thank you for asking me to do this. This was a lot of fun.
yeah, dude, it was a pleasure. I can't wait to hang out soon. Hopefully.
For sure, for sure. So you're down here next weekend?